Hi, I'm Vlad. I'm a senior backend engineer here at GitLab on the Runner team, and today I will show you how to set up the new Runner Fleet dashboard feature. It is actually available for anyone starting from GitLab 16.6 if you have the ultimate license. But there are parts of this feature which require a new database called ClickHouse, and this is what I'll be walking you through today. So this is how the end result should look like. This is the screenshot taken from gitlab.com. And yeah, we show here like what recently failed, how much your runners are loaded right now. For example, you can guess that we have concurrency about 500 for some runners on gitlab.com. And this is some metrics about how long does it take for a single job to be picked up. All of this currently only works for the instance white runners, not group ones, not project ones. And you see this chart on the very bottom. This is a part which actually requires the ClickHouse database. And we will develop more features which will depend on this database, because running the analytics on Postgres is quite expensive, especially on the .com scale or for some largest customers. Yeah. So what do you need before you can set this all up? You need to upgrade to GitLab 16.7. You need to have the ultimate license, and you need to be able to run the ClickHouse. You can run it yourself on your infrastructure, or you can use the ClickHouse cloud. This is what I'll be walking through today. There are just 4 steps. So yeah, basically you need to create the cluster and configure the database, tell GitLab about how to connect to this database, run the migrations, and enable a few feature flags because we still have some of this under development. We will replace those soon. So let's start with a ClickHouse. This is a ClickHouse cloud. I just created a new account. Let's create a new service. Right now, we don't use ClickHouse for anything requiring like anything critical. And you can just create a development cluster if you just run this. Yeah, let's call it GitLab cluster. Yeah, you don't need much redundancy. We also don't actually load the database that much yet. But if later you find that you actually want more, you can always, I guess, convert your cluster. Yeah, let's create the service. Yeah, I'm okay with it being anywhere close to me. Yeah, nice. Let's actually just finish it here, I think. Yeah, we can close this. We have our cluster. Let's go into it. And we need to run a few queries. Let's, yeah, connect. Oh, we're still waiting for the creation of service. All right, so our service is now created, and we can actually connect to it. Yeah, this is basically an SQL console. And let's go back to our documentation. Let's click on the very first step. It kind of walks you through what you need to do, what options do you have to install ClickHouse, and so on. But first things first, let's just generate the password. I believe I already have something in the Exchange buffer, so we can just copy that, go to the ClickHouse console, and select, let's select this random string as a password. If anybody is worried, I will shut this cluster down after I record it, and all the passwords are temporary. So now we can just run it. Nice. Everything has created. Just to walk you through, we created a database, we created a user with a password, and we gave it permissions enough to actually just work with the database. Yeah, let's go back to the docs. The next thing is to configure the ClickHouse. To configure the ClickHouse in the GitLab. I will quickly walk you through it. This is my test GitLab instance. If we go here to runners, fleet dashboard, this is what you would see without the ClickHouse. I don't have much happening on my test instance, so it's basically empty, but you see there is no chart on the very bottom. What to do to actually get this chart? Let's configure the ClickHouse. So this is what we have. And this is my server console. Let's do Vim. Yep. Oops. No. Let's just go here. Yeah, you see I already tried some of that, but let's remove all of this and let's paste it from the documentation. Whoa. What if can I undo? Yes. Yeah. So actually, again, let's undo again because it was the right name, but we need a different URL, obviously. Let's go to our cluster. And I guess connection string. We need HTTPS. This is URL we're using. Okay. Then we need username. Username is GitLab. And the password. And the password also from the Exchange buffer. Where was it? I guess this one. Yeah, we already replaced it with the actual password. All right. Okay. Let's go back to the documentation. It says to us that we should just run the reconfigure. All right, so reconfigure has finished. Now let's log into the Rails console and verify that we actually have it. I will not go to the docs. It's actually quite simple. Console. And we'll need to execute this. This is just to test that the connection actually set up properly. Takes some time to load. All right, so now we have the Rails console loaded. Yeah, let's copy that and actually execute it. Okay, everything just works. We don't think, yeah, we will need Rails console later, but yeah, I already shut it down. The next thing is to run the migrations. Let's actually go to our cluster to see how it looks. You can select the database here, and you see it's empty. There are no tables. So let's execute the migrations. Okay, you see that migrations are being executed now, and we're creating a bunch of tables and views. Not everything is used for the CI analytics, but everything is created within the ClickHouse instance. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting because, yeah, you should only see the tables in the right database. The UI was confusing me for a moment. Okay, so now we have everything set up. ClickHouse schema-wise. And the only thing left is to enable the actual features. You can read more about how you do it here on the documentation page, but in the end it's quite simple. You just go to the Rails console. We will need this. And wait again. Okay, Rails console finished a little bit faster this time, but still took almost a minute. So, can I type? Yes. Feature, enable, and I would need a colon here. No idea how many. Something is wrong with my terminal. Yeah, so we enabled one feature, enable colon the second one. This one controls the actual moving data from the Postgres to the ClickHouse, and this one controls the UI which shows the data. So let's enable it as well. All right. So let's go to the dashboard, refresh the page. Yeah, for now you see just this because there is no data in the ClickHouse. And if we go to this database, you can actually explore it. This is a raw table which should contain everything, and it has nothing just yet. You will need to wait. Oh, actually, the important point, we only load the new data into the ClickHouse right now. We don't load the historical data, so you need to create a few jobs, but on the running instance, it's easy. And for tests, I will just rerun one of the existing jobs. Yep, it's running. And it has finished. And we only load the finished jobs right now. We don't have any information about the scheduled or currently running jobs in the ClickHouse just yet. Okay. There will be nothing here for a few minutes because we only sync data about each 3 minutes. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so let's wait for about 3-5 minutes. So I waited a few minutes, made myself some tea, and let's refresh the table again. Yeah, and we see I only created one job. I should have created more, but yeah, we see this one job here. And now on this graph, we will actually see, again, this is only one point, but if you have more actually stuff happening on your server, you will have more. Yeah, that's it actually. Everything works from here. Yeah. Don't worry, you don't need to run migrations or do anything during the upgrades. Everything will just work as long as you set up, as long as your ClickHouse cluster is functioning and GitLab has all the connections to it. We plan to add more features depending on this database as well. And please share your feedback on the feedback issue we just created. We are looking forward to it. It can be anything related to the feature itself or how hard was it to set up and so on. Thanks.